Hello folks, Mystery. I've actually rewatched Spider-Man 3. Does it hold up to this day? It does, but it's an old movie, and it's from 2007. And I believe Sam Raimi did his best to make as good movie as possible. Well, is it better than the first two movies? No, it has some issues and a lot of problems. The first one and the second one are always will be amazing. It's not because Sam Raimi's fault in this, no, it's because of Sony's fault. Wanted the movie out really quickly. Like I said before, they just added Venom too quickly, in my opinion. Venom's design is terrible. It looks like a freaking alien dude mask. Yeah, he alien, but he doesn't look like an alien. He looks horrible. The design sucks. If you watch the Venom movie, the new Venom and the Venom, two Venom movies, you will see the design of Venom is subpar to the Venom you see right now. Spider-Man 3. And the reason why we like a lot of people like that other Venom that people see is because that Venom, um, Eddie Brock communicates with Venom, talk together, communicate. And this dude doesn't do shit. In this movie, Venom doesn't even talk. He's like, what kind of Venom is that? That ain't Venom. That looks stupid. The Sandman, he's a good actor. Kristen Dunst, right? I think Kristen Dunst is Mary Jane Watson. Who was... One second. Who was... Trying to find... Oh my god, sorry, where is he? Oh, yeah. Thomas Hayden Crunch. Thomas Hayden Crunch is Sandman. He did a good job as Sandman. Really fantastic job as Sandman. Jason Franco as Harry Osborn, fantastic. William Dafoe, always fantastic. I don't know why they keep on putting Alfred Molina in every Spider-Man movie. We know that he was in Spider-Man 2. Was he in Spider-Man 1? No, I don't know why they keep on putting the cast in Alfred Molina every time. He is not in Spider-Man 3. They should stop putting that. No. I don't know why they do that, but it's weird. Error, whatever. Topher Grace as Eddie Brock, in my opinion, he was not a good selection for Eddie Brock, in my opinion. I like the Eddie Brock from Venom, in my opinion. Venom actually had a better, hold on, better, okay, Tom Hardy was Eddie Brock, Venom. He was way better than the other guy put together. In my very opinion, I believe that Eddie Brock, with the with Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy is a good selection of Spider-Man and Venom put together because Venom knows how to be Venom. And actually, so Tom Hardy, sorry, it's been a long weekend, man. I'm very stressed out. Sorry. Tom Hardy is actually good Venom and good Eddie Brock. He knows how to be Venom. That's the reason why I like better Venom, him, and slash Venom, because they communicate together, they good work together, and they become one together. Which is why they're better. Tom Grace as Eddie Brock as Venom. I just believe he was just pushed into Venom right away, and they should have saved Venom. Just Venom and Vulture. Put him to the side. Or the Lizard, put him to the side. I mean, Sandman and Harry Osborn as Goblin, and with their arc story, is good. They should have just kept with that story, went with that story, and make a good writing of that. If they just went with that story, kept it like that, and run with it, instead of pushing forward Venom and they're showing off Venom, that's just way too much pushing. They should have waited patiently before they did this. In my own opinion, they should have just waited. They pushed it too much. I mean, Kristen Dunst, Mary Jane, fantastic. Still job as Mary Jane Watson. Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin and Norman Osborn, fantastic. Elizabeth Banks is Betty Brant. Ooh, she is gorgeous. Kevin Feige, keep the good work, man. Rosemary Harris, Aunt May. Oh, good, she's still alive. Interesting. Um, she's still fantastic as Aunt May. If you notice in other Spider-Man movies, No Way Home and other Spider-Man movies, you see Aunt May young. Wow, she is hot. No offense, but they made this Aunt May younger. I mean, this Aunt May older. Sorry, old Aunt May, but she's still pretty as she is. She's old, but she's pretty. But let's continue. Bruce Campbell as Major D. You see him in Spider-Man 1, 2. I think Spider-Man 1, he was Hustler Matcher. And Spider-Man 2, he was the, for the, a singer plays where Peter goes to meet Mary, go to her acting thing, but he missed it in Spider-Man 2. Um, so mostly he's there in the getting tickets out. He was there for that one. And this one, he was at a restaurant, Bonjour, or a French restaurant thing, whatever we call it. James Calloway is George Stacy. He is the person who's trying to look for a detective finding Uncle Ben's killer, sort of in a way. But they never did it for 2 years, still finding him. He escaped, looking for him. We already know who is the killer. You guys already know. Sandman is the person. What's his name? Dang it. I forget his name. Flint Marco. Sorry, Flint Marco is the one who actually killed Sandman. They should have actually said Flint Marco slash Sandman. I don't know. They just called Sandman. It's just pretty stupid. But Flint Marco slash Sandman. Sandman came later. Flint Marco was the one who actually killed Uncle Ben by accident. He didn't do it on purpose, but mostly he told us other guy was rushing, he had a gun on him, then he accidentally shot him. That makes sense. He did it by mistake. Not on purpose. If that was on purpose, then I would not forgive him for that. He did it by accident. It happens. But still, it was a sad story where Uncle Ben died and Peter lost Uncle Ben that day. That's just sad right there. But story wise, in my opinion, is it good? Where Harry hating Peter is a good story, but they could have made it a little bit better, in my opinion. A little bit better. Sorry about that. I was just looking at my PS5 with installing stuff. My hard drive. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, the story arc, is it their story arc really worth it? Well, it is if you think about it, but they could have stuck with that and with Sandman arc with Uncle Ben killer part. They could have stuck with that instead of pushing Venom, and Venom was literally dead last in Act 1, Act 3 at the most. He was barely in this film, but mostly he was like in the last act. Well, in my opinion, I don't know. Venom is the worst design ever. The story is kind of weird and kind of whack. I'm not gonna put listen. Sam Raimi, he's one of the best directors. Fantastic guy. He knows how to do his work. But I'm not blaming him for that. He did his job. He did his best to make this movie best that he can. But Sony pushed the mark and made this movie like shit. No offense. All the characters are still good. They're still amazing as Spider-Man. But they just add too many villains. That's the problem. They should just stop smacking into villains. They think, oh, it's going to make it better. Think about this new movie we're going to see, No Way Home. They added villains. A lot of villains from the multiverse. So that's fine because they know how to incorporate the characters really well if it's in a multiverse and combine them together and make them kind of cool. But for this, it's just too many villains. They did not know how to incorporate it in right away. It's like, you know what? Some guy said, Sam Raimi, put more villains in and make it kind of better for the audience. He did his best. Didn't blame him for that. You gotta blame Sony for that. He did what he had to do. But the thing is it a good of a movie? In my opinion, not as great. It's just, I don't know, the story is pretty kind of timid. It's just not as great as 1 and 2 was. I'm probably gonna give this movie I don't know. I'll be honest. I'll give it a decent rating. It's just not an 8 or a 6. No, scratch that. It's not an 8 or a 9 or a 10. I'll give it an honorable rating, like a 7, because still a Spider-Man fan. Tobey Maguire is one of the best actors. Kristen Dunst as Mary Jane is fantastic. Uh, what's his name? Jason Franco as Harry Osborn is fantastic. Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin is fantastic. J. Jonah Jameson as still amazing. Every character in this movie is really good. But it's just the fact that this movie was lazy and not as great as 1 and 2 was. So, honorable, I'm going to give it as a 7 out of 10. Is it still worth watching? If you're a Spider-Man fan? Yes, of course. If you're a Spider-Man fan, definitely go watch it. If you like 1, 2, and 3 as a trilogy, definitely go watch this movie, all 3 of them in set, and watch it and enjoy it, guys. The next Spider-Man movie is coming out next week. Hope you guys are ready for the awesome premiere, guys. I'll be doing not a live video, but I can't do that live video on my YouTube just yet. I need to have a lot of subscribers to do it. But I'll try my best to figure out something. As of right now, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, stay safe. Spider-Man 3 is an average film, guys, but still decent, not half bad. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. Get some rest for next week, guys, and have fun. Peace.